Good evening and welcome to Crossroads. Special counsel Jack Smith has a trick up his sleeve, and this could allow him to continue rolling out indictments against Trump. Now look, under normal circumstances, when a case moves forward and a grand jury is formed, well, normally the grand jury is impaneled where the alleged crime happened, but not with Jack Smith. He's being accused of forming a grand jury in Washington, which then brings charges in a different state. Now, after bringing the charges, he then continues to investigate Trump using the same grand jury. The federal judge in Florida overseeing the Trump classified documents case actually raised her concerns over the way that Smith is doing all this. U.S. District Court Judge Eileen Cannon ordered a briefing on it. She notes that the special counsel is asking for some key information to be, quote, sealed from public view with the purpose of keeping the grand jury's secrecy. They want to make sure nobody knows who Jack Smith is using in his grand jury. But the judge notes there's a real problem with the way the special counsel's team is operating. Judge Cannon is now looking for answers on this. She states in the order, quote, among other topics as raised in the motion, the response shall address the legal propriety of using an out-of-state district grand jury proceeding to continue to investigate and/or to seek post-indictment hearings on matters pertinent to the indicated matter in this district. So what's the real issue here? Well, as Trump and his defenders have repeatedly stated, he can't get a fair trial in Washington. The area is overwhelmingly anti-Trump. A grand jury in Washington is more likely to operate with this political bias, while a grand jury in Florida, meanwhile, would likely be more favorable toward Trump and could have decided, in that case, to not even bring the charges in the first place. But that's not what happened. Not only did that not happen, but after they brought the charges, Smith kept the grand jury active. The special counsel grand jury in Washington can still investigate Trump, and they can keep bringing charges. Now, they investigate and launch charges in ways that favor the prosecutors. And now that they've shown that they will operate in this way, Smith doesn't look like he's willing to give it up. Looks like he wants to keep them. This could raise some real problems with special interest, prosecutorial misconduct, and at the very least with legal bias. It's also possible we could get some answers on exactly what Smith is up to with this, because guess what? The Florida judge is giving him until August 22nd to explain himself. She also struck down the sealed filings of 2 prosecutors so that information will not be hidden from the public. And equally important, the judge is allowing the defendants, including Trump, to file briefs about any concerns they may have about how Jack Smith is using his grand jury in Washington. Now, in other news, if you or someone you know was punished for liking or posting something on Twitter, well, you might be eligible for compensation. All you need to do is take it to court and fight back. And the man for the job for you, that's Elon Musk. Yeah, you heard that right. Elon Musk, the media's favorite disinformation enjoyer. He's launching a large-scale legal operation to fight for your rights for free speech. This is being done through X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Now look, on a serious note, this could actually have a major impact on defending free speech. This makes it legally dangerous for anyone to censor or punish people for what they say on X, again, formerly Twitter. And it could also launch a large-scale legal assault on governments and on organizations that are trying to censor content on the platform. Let me explain. It all started with a tweet. Elon Musk wrote on August 5th, if you were unfairly treated by your employer due to posting or liking something on this platform, we will fund your legal bill, no limit. Please let us know. The comments in that post were then filled with people making their cases. Libs of TikTok, for example, they pointed to a case of Kara Lynn, who was allegedly fired for just following the page of Libs of TikTok and other conservatives on Twitter. Gina Carano, a former star of Disney's show The Mandalorian, she responded as well, and she wrote this, I think I qualify. Well, another day in America, another move the globalist forces are making to turn our country to something it's not. Well, tearing apart the fabric of our family values and any tradition we have left. But this land we live in used to stand for something. It used to be the beacon of light in the Western Hemisphere, striking fear into the hearts of countries, leading their people with an iron fist. But how can we as individuals do something about this situation? Well, I'll tell you how. If you're like me, you've probably felt hopeless at some point about the situation. I felt the same way until I decided to do something about it. I joined the Epoch Times. The only media, major one at least, not controlled by questionable shareholders, demanding those other media put agendas before their principles. And that's why I want to take a moment to tell you all the most important thing you can do to give our country and our people a fighting chance. You can support my show and my journalism through subscribing to the Epoch Times. And it's not just a subscription you'll get. You'll be giving the Epoch Times the support it needs to keep disarming these socialist forces and reminding America and Americans what they're made of. After all, it's been America alone holding the communist bloc from taking over the world. And that support would be attributed to you, an individual doing the right thing to make a difference. Now, you've probably noticed how on point the journalism here tends to be, and that's because the Epoch Times gives me the freedom to do true investigative journalism into the world's most important issues. With your help, you can replace these prevalent narratives with the truth and get back to the basics: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All you have to do is subscribe to the Epoch Times at EpochTV, and you'll get so much more in return. With your subscription, you'll get access to hundreds of exclusive videos, over 30 channels, live shows, events, hard-hitting documentaries, even films, and they're changing the game. Just click on the link in the description of this show and you're on your way. Thank you so much for watching me, and thank you for your support.
People from 160 countries illegally cross the U.S.-Mexico border and give themselves up to Border Patrol. But what about the ones who evade Border Patrol? These are known as the gotaways.
You can safely assume that anybody that went through the extra effort to avoid U.S. Border Patrol was not an asylum seeker by default.
It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but somewhere down the road, if somebody rapes and kills somebody, and we find out that they came through here on my watch, that's unacceptable.
These men had surrounded my house. They were banging on my back door. They were banging on my front door.
You can't understand it unless you're out here seeing it every day. 21 dead bodies on the property.
Code 3 response.
Is it wrong to ask people to come to your front door of your home? Then why would it be wrong to ask people to come to the front door of our nation?
Their primary goal is to circumvent the checkpoints, go undetected.
People that do not want to surrender, those are going to be the potential terrorists, the criminals, the real threat to the U.S.
We were hoping the federal government would step in and do something, but they didn't.
We have no clue who they are or where they're going. That's the scary part.